All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy Saturday or Sunday, whichever may apply. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I'm your host and pilot, Uncle B, as usual. Today, we are in the FSR 500 turboprop. It's like an executive sort of turboprop plane. I'll show you all the interior and all the fun stuff that comes with it once we spawn in here at 2 November Charlie 0 Mountain Air Airport. It's a small little airfield, private airfield. We are not taking off from runway 32 because that is uphill. We're going to go down the hill. We're going to go to runway 14. Excuse me, I'm a little sniffly this morning. So basically, this is up in the mountains here in North Carolina. It is surrounded by a golf course, pretty large golf course. I think looks like the driving range and all that might be over there. But so we'll be right around like a community, houses, whatnot. I think that's like a clubhouse there, possibly as well. But anyway, that's what we're going to do today. I've got the flight plan out of SimBrief. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and generate that. Before things change, or probably change. That's morning, Amela. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to, I'll show you the flight plan once we get it into the plane system here. But there's a waypoint. There's the route. Hold on a second. Let me get that in there. So if you look the route where it says MAT CN, that waypoint, that's when I'm going to double check the weather at Memphis and see if the runways have changed. Right now, we're scheduled to land on runway 18 left, 18 left. But I'm going to check when we get to Matkin. I'm going to look at the weather and see if the runways have changed. If they have, then we're going to redo our landing runway. I'll change it in the plane and on SimBrief so that we'll do it in SimBrief basically, and then whatever's the new. But our arrival portion, the Mona 4, is once we get to that point, then we'll go either turn left or turn right depending on which runway we pick for landing. Okay, so and they're all ILS approaches, very easy. I've got all that information ready. So if we have to change runways due to the weather, then that's what we'll do. Okay. So yeah, I'll show you guys. I'll give it a few minutes and then I'll spawn in and I'll show you all the neat features that come with this aircraft. It's very, well, for lack of a better term, it's very posh. It's got fold-out tables. I want to serve food and drinks to the passengers during the flight. We're going to have 3 passengers on board. You can have a total of 5. There is technically no co-pilot, even though there is a co-pilot seat and co-pilot controls, I believe, if I remember correctly. We'll see when we get in there. But that front right seat is for passengers. So that's how they have it labeled. So I've got a total of 3 booked for today, but I'll show you how it's laid out. Okay, and then we're going to tinker with the fuel. I think we have more than enough to get there, but I just want to put a little bit more fuel in the tank just to make sure that we get there. About an hour and a half flight. SimBrief has us at 2.5 hours, but I think we'll get there in plenty of time. It shouldn't take too long to do it. So it'll be a pretty straightforward flight. We're going to get up to about 20,000 feet. That's the plan, but we'll see when we get the profile loaded into the tablet and everything, it'll tell us what our cruising altitude will be. but I'm looking for about 20,000 feet for today. Next Saturday, I almost said Friday. I don't know why. Next Saturday, we'll be in the. I'll be flying the 737 when we're going to go from Hartfield, Jackson, Atlanta, up to KDCA, Washington National, Ronald Reagan Washington National. It's either going to be this runway or this runway for landing. I'm not sure which way, but if we come in this way, we'll do the Potomac approach. We'll have to fly down and count the bridges and then turn in. It should turn in on its own. But so yeah, that's for Saturday next week for Labor Day week or Labor Day. Look at me, Memorial Day weekend. Anyways, yeah, give it a few more minutes. I think we've given it enough time. Let me go ahead and get in here and I'll show you all this cool stuff. And I'll kind of go over what we're going to do. So I'll show you, we'll open the passenger door and all that. And we'll get everything loaded up. And then we'll get the planes, it'll close the door, get the plane started up. Because if I start the plane up with the door open, it will, the alarms will go off. Okay, I gotta. All right. So anyway, so real quick, let me hop out here. Oh, I gotta grab my controller so I can use the. Come on, controller. Why is it doing that? There we go. All right. It wasn't. Oop. Keep default. There we go. All right. So, oops. So basically, we're going to go up here and we're going to have to turn around real tight to line up for our departure. Okay. I would think about going up this way, but I mean, it's not like it's a steep hill, but I just don't want to take the chance that we're not going to have enough. I mean, it's a turboprop. It should have enough power, but I don't want to chance anything. I'd rather go down the hill and gain the speed going downhill. So there's the golf course to our left and right. This is an add-on. The base one looked kind of blah, so I got this. I think it might have been on sale in the marketplace, but so anyway, we're gonna come right off here, bam. So this is really the way that they land coming in. You come up the hill. So to me, there's one way in and one way out. There's no. I don't think it'd be a good idea to go this way, even though I think we could make it, but I'm not going to chance it. So once we drop off here, and I'll get the autopilot system and all that on, we're going to hang a left turn and we're going to head out that way towards Memphis. Okay. So luckily it's a little overcast, a little cloudy. Let me make sure the live weather's on. Yep, it is. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, this is a pretty neat little area, I think. It's I think it's pretty much private. So people can come fly in, get dropped off, play golf for the weekend. I think this is kind of like some kind of resort area right there. Or either that or these are all homes and very wealthy people, obviously. But look, now this looks like a resort of some kind. A lodge or something, maybe. Yeah, I'm on my PC, Amela. Yeah. I very rarely fly anymore on my Xbox. I only have it for other reasons. But anyway, all right, let's get in here, and we'll get the aircrafts. Let me show you the cool features here. So you have this neat flight tablet. And let me get the flight plan. Import from SimBrief. So looks like we're going to get up to, doesn't say. All right. Well, all right. So ground ops, we can put on the covers, the chocks, and then we have a red carpet for our guest. We can open the door. Look at that. There's the red carpet. The door's opening. I have my standard controller just for the using the for the camera stuff. Okay, so one of the cool things. So watch this. We can go out here, and there we go. Look at that. Got a limousine pulling up. Obviously, no driver in there, but that's okay. So it's almost like a Maybach or something fancy looking. Do the to drop off passengers. It's a very they say this is a limousine. Now it doesn't. You think limousine, it's like a stretched limousine, right? Not something like this, but very very fancy, obviously. So it's almost like they drove up the golf cart path. So anyway, so then we can take that off. It'll poof, just disappear, and then we'll go back here, and we'll. So I'm going to load the passengers. So we have now. I put 3, and it only gives me 2. I don't know. There should be 1, 2, 3. But yeah, it doesn't. For whatever reason, it doesn't do that. I don't know why. But we're pretty close. We're at our max takeoff weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to. Oh, fuel weight, total weight 50. Okay, so we're right about our max for takeoff, but we should have plenty of fuel to get there. All right, let me put the red carpet away, the chocks, prop cover, and pitot heat. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get our checklist open. Now it's going to open the door again, I think. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and close the door again, since we got everybody. So the cool thing is when you do an action, there's the camera will jump to it. Now in theory, when I retract the landing gear, it should show that from underneath, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure. All right, we'll check the flight plan when. See, this is the part that gets a little bit weird. Manual. I'll hide this real quick. Why did it do that? So it shows like the startup of the engine and all that. It's going to run its checks. So yeah, see now I have to switch the fuel to auto, and then turn this off. Okay. And then before taxing, we just need to do we're gonna put our strobe lights on, or I don't know. It's All right, so we should be pretty much all set. Go ahead and close that. And we're going to go down here, get that on. Now, flight plan. See, it didn't. That's kind of weird. Let me just look at the flight plan so we can. There we go. So right there is when we need to look at our landing runways and all that. So close that. Now we can look out farther. So it looks like our arrival and all that is not in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to check our procedures, select approach, and we're going to go ILS 18 left for right now. Enter via that transition. We're going to go ahead and just load it. So that way it's there, and then I can go in and activate it as we get closer. Or if I have to change it to a different runway for landing, I can do that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get our vertical speed set. Oops, other way. We'll go about 1,500 feet per minute. Now I just want to make sure I get my flaps set. See, look at that. It shows when you drop the flaps even, and when I raise them, it should show that as well. Okay, so I don't think it says like our see, now I can check the charts, right? So when I go here, I can look at the airport info and I can see. So this is the way we're coming in right here. This runway, I was going to try to use that, but technically it's not in use right now. But we're going to check to see if either end, because I think our parking spot is, hold on just a second. I think our parking area is going to be right around here because this is the main terminal for Memphis, and this is all cargo ramp over here. So I think our parking area is going to be here. So if we come in, we're going to try to come off right about here, and then we're going to probably come back around and then taxi over to our parking spot. So, and there's our route. So yeah, once we get here, I'm gonna leave this part open so that we can kind of track our progress. Right? It'll probably be easier to look on this than it is always on this, but all right, I think we are set to go. Now, I should tell you ahead of time, I got some rudder pedals the other day, earlier this week, and so I'm going to try being the key word, to use those as we go to our departure runway here. So we're going to take the brakes off. We're going to put our toe brakes on. We're going to go ahead and there we go. All right. Ooh, we don't want to go speeding too much. There we go. Now I'm flying barefoot. I tried it with shoes on, and it's very tough to get the feel for the rudder pedals. So we're going to come around here. I need to get out of that bad habit of using the trigger on the flight stick. May have to disable that. I tried practicing just kind of getting up here and getting the plane turned around to go down the hill. I'm trying to use just like brake with on the left and swing the front around. Okay. Oops. Stop. All right. We don't want to start rolling down the hill here. All right. I think we're all set. Parking brake automatically engage. Oh, let me show you the cool feature. There it is, right here. So right now, our passengers are thirsty. They're hungry. There we go. Now they're happy. We got 2 passengers on board. Get them to put their seatbelts on for takeoff. All right. I think we're all set. There we go. Ooh, see, it's easy to overcorrect with the rudders. Oh, I didn't put it up. All right, we got to get some altitude in here. Go at about 12 first. Yeah, 13. That's okay. Whee! Okay, we need to get the nav on. Uh-oh. All right, flaps are up. By the hair of our chinny chin chin. Look at that. Woo! Why is it not? Okay, autopilot's on. Is it? It's going the wrong way. Oops, a daisy. Direct to SQT. Enter. No. Hold on. All right, there we go. Now we're going. Okay. I don't remember if I pushed the. Oh, are they? They're too hot. Okay. So I can turn on the air conditioner. So yeah, it's a little bit. I don't want to say a little bit complicated, but I wasn't expecting to have that issue where it didn't navigate towards the first waypoint. That's kind of weird. But that's all right. We're heading in the right direction now. Go to 16. Oops. Still a little hot. We'll go ahead and we'll put high AC on. Oops. There we go. But there we are. Get some pictures here real quick. Oh, today's flight brought to you by Firefly Airlines. If you're going to fly, you might as well fly like a firefly. This is the plane that I won. It was a drawing from Two-Tone Murphy, who's the head of Firefly Airlines. I entered a giveaway, so I won this plane from Two-Tone Murphy. So I do also belong to Firefly Airlines, although I primarily fly for Parasox. Speaking of Parasox, let me give a shout out. Now, let me double check my shout outs because I don't know if everything works like it used to. I think it should. Let me find Scruffy. There we go. He's streaming right now. I think it should work. Oh, I think it's supposed to be all one word. There we go. And then I have one also for Two-Tone Murphy. Two-Tone Murphy's he's freaking hilarious. He's an awesome streamer. Just really um, just funny. He's really funny, just all around. And Scruffy, obviously the head of Parasox Airline. Oh, so yeah, look at that. Check that out. We have there's your coffee, there's your snacks, and then oh, I can arrange the pillows too. Look at this. Watch this. We're gonna. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's the posh interior. You got little pillows. You got USB chargers. You can it's got space for headsets. You got cabin lighting. So kind of like when you're on an airline, you can turn on your own little light, right? If you want to read or whatever. And then there's the door. Obviously, we're not going to try to open that. And it's got cup holders. But yeah, over here, there's a nice table with your croissant and everything. So yeah, there you go. So we're just climbing. I think we can lower our nose a little bit. We're starting to drop speed. But you can always check. The cool thing is passenger status. So if they're too cold or too hot, they'll say on here that they're too cold or too hot, and then you can just serve coffee, snacks. You can stow the pillows or you can leave them out. Oh, let's go to. We'll go all the way up to 20 here. Yeah. For those, if you've seen the pictures on my Discord, it'll. And this was a long time ago. This is like seems like ages ago when I won this plane. I showed pictures of the posh interior and all that. So yeah, it's a pretty neat plane. It's very reminiscent, and I don't know why. If you say, oh, okay. Well, I was just talking about. I was just doing some shout outs. But I was showing like the pillows were all over the place, so I kind of put them back up. So like this one fell, right? So I can put the pillow, organize the pillows, and voila, it's back in the corner. So yeah, you can monitor your passengers. So if they start getting hungry or they want something to drink, or if they're too hot or too cold, it'll um, they'll it'll start to there'll be like an orange bar that'll start to fill up, meaning that they're not happy with their service. So so there we go. So yeah, this is a pretty neat plane, I think. Figured try something a little different than standard stuff. So yeah, there is a space for a co-pilot, but it treats it as a passenger. I don't know why. Kind of weird, but anyway. We'll set it to standard barrel here in just a minute. Once we pass 18,000 feet. Now I think what I need to do, let me get my, all right. I think what we need to do is file, that's weird. It doesn't give me the option to file an IFR flight plan, but that's okay. Yes, Amilla. What did I have for dinner last night? I had a late lunch. I had a leftover chicken breast for lunch yesterday. Late lunch, early dinner, whatever you want to call it. All right, I'm gonna have to like mute that for a while. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep getting. Once we get to 20,000 feet, we can let them take their seat belts off so they can get a little more comfortable. Wait, was that? No, that was night before last. Yesterday, I did have a late lunch, but I had Jack's, which is kind of like Jack in the. They call it Jack's, but I'm like, is that like the different version of Jack in the Box? I had like a double bacon burger with 2 patties and some fries and some non-sweet tea. Yeah, that was the day before yesterday was a leftover chicken breast. Fell on the train tracks. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, can imagine people panicking and all that because obviously somebody wasn't watching their footing. Uh, Plus that's a very dangerous. Somebody could get electrocuted or yeah, that's kind of crazy. All right. Had to give him air. Yeah. It's interesting that it's not allowing me to file an IFR flight plan, but that's okay. We don't. We're gonna fly the plan, and all right. I think we can go ahead and let them unbuckle their seatbelt. We'll serve more coffee and snacks. Organize the pillows, just in case somebody made a mess back there. There we go. Oh, and it's even got, I didn't even realize that. You can close the window shades. Obviously, you can't do that here because the pilot's got to be able to see. But yeah, otherwise, you can close the window shades. That's pretty cool. So now everything should be following the flight plan. We'll see once we get up here if it turns. It should turn. Oh, I need to zoom. So it should turn here and follow the next track to the next to Aubrey. So we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, I can't see. That's the bad thing. If there was 2 tablets, I could put a tablet over here, and then that way I could monitor. Oh, it's turning. Okay, it's good to go. I can monitor the passengers, and I can also monitor the flight plan. I mean, we could do. I guess we could do that. No. There we go. I just have to make sure I don't forget about my passengers. Otherwise, they're going to be very unhappy. So there it is. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So this plane looks somewhat similar to the TBM 930 that came with the sim. There's a couple Pilatus PC-12s out now, but these kind of executive turboprops are pretty. What do you call it? They're pretty well liked, I think, within the flight sim community. Because they're fast enough that the flight can, it doesn't take you long to do a flight. Let me throttle back just a smidge there. We don't want to overspeed because then the warnings will go off and all that. But yeah, it's a pretty neat looking plane, I think. Yeah, it's cruising along at 176 knots. So if we go back here, right? So we're up. Oh, it does have a cruise. It did have the cruise altitude. I just noticed that. So yeah, 20,000 is our cruise altitude. So obviously we're past the departure. So our arrival. So that shows us our runway information, and it has our weather information here. And then it also gives you the notices, what's going on. So it looks like there's a lot of moisture on the runways. And it shows you like taxiways are closed. Runway 27, 100% wet. Now, NOTAMs, it used to be called Notice to All Airmen, and so now it's Notice to Air Missions. So they changed the definition. So basically, anybody who's flying into Memphis, they have to know, or have access to all this information so they don't go somewhere they're not supposed to. There's 31 NOTAMs for Memphis right now. So there's our overview. Let's check our one passenger said, "No, I want to keep my seatbelt on." The other passenger said, "The heck with it. I'm going to take my chances and get thrown around the cabin in case we hit any." All right. So we're almost at Aubrey. Well, maybe about halfway there, a little over halfway there, and then we're going to go to this waypoint. Now the cool. Well, see now see that's the great thing. I can scroll ahead, and the plane will still continue to move. So we're going to come through here. Bridgestone Firestone Centennial Wilderness. Oh, I didn't know that. So this is our point of we're going to check the weather. We're going to check to see what's going on at Memphis, which is right here. So right now, let me zoom in here a little bit. This is our runway, 18 left is the runway that we're scheduled to land on right now. But if the weather changes and the runways, they change operations, if they open up 9 or 27, we're going to go there. Otherwise, we're going to come in from down here. And it'll probably be 36 right, I think it is. So it could be there's a storm in the area. Oh, see, I could even pull up. There we go. There's our, that's the route we're flying right now. So if you look at the route, if I put in route again, where it says V136, if we zoom in a little bit, V136, that's the airway that we're on right now. We're flying to Aubrey, which is part of V136, and then we're going to VXV, which is right there. So there we go. We can validate our information. Let's double check on our passengers. We don't want them to be unhappy with their service. Oh, I need to look at, well, I won't plug in the ILS frequency just yet. Oh, it's already in there. Okay, perfect. Never mind. 111.15 is our ILS frequency for runway 18 left. But if we have to change things, then that's what we're going to do. So peek at our passenger area, make sure it's still tidy. People coming in to lay new tiles. Oh, yikes. So yeah, next Saturday, same time, roughly 8:30. We're gonna do the. I'm gonna be flying in the 737-800 on behalf of Southwest Airlines, departing from Atlanta, heading up to Washington National, DCA, and so that should be a nice stream for Memorial Day weekend. And then, oh yeah, look at this. Got a sun visor. See, they don't have any on the side, which is kind of weird, or even a sunscreen. I guess they can't, they don't want to have anything obstructing the pilot's view, possibly, but let's see if we can, there we go. We can go over here to the other side and have a look a little bit closer outside over the right wing. So now we're on our way to VXV, which is a Be either VOR or VOR DME or something. See, it's very easy for this plane to overspeed, and I think I've got it dialed in just about right for the... Oh, let me show you this other thing too. So we have charts over here, but I can also look at the charts here. And so there's the chart for our approach. As it stands right now, we're going to come in. That's our waypoint. That's our transition point. And so there's all the information for our ILS approach for 18 left. I can also look at the star, which is kind of, where is... Nope, that's not it. So we want to look at this one. That's our arrival. Portion right there. And then we can also look at the airport info. So there's the layout of the airport. So this is a new thing that I think Working Titles was working on getting. They worked, I think, in conjunction with SimBrief and Navigraph, so that you can. This is like I guess like a real world feature that you could have in your aircraft. You could pull up your charts, but most people have a tablet like an iPad or something that has all that information as well. So if I want to, I can keep that. I have that information available, and it even has the frequencies and all that. And I can change the runways to 36 right, 18 left, so that I can look at that area specifically. That's the departure, and then I can even look at the weather, and it'll give me the layout again. Yeah, pretty cool. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that we can do in a jetliner, within reason, we can do the same thing here. It has... it's fairly realistic, and you can make it even more realistic. Like I can introduce failures, and I'm not going to because I don't want to. You can put on wear and tear, realism. There we go. So you can add in engine failure, engine wear and tear, landing gear failures, electrical failures, general failures, so like your hydraulics, your flaps, your de-icing. You can even add in bird strikes. And then here, when you're on the ground, you can perform maintenance on all these. So like when it'll tell you, and I'll show you when we get on the ground there in Atlanta. Let me keep an eye on my passengers. Somebody... So yeah, you can, it's one of those things, kind of like in the 737, you can introduce unexpected failures. You won't never know, obviously, when it's going to fail. it's just going to fail. And then you have to like, okay, what am I going to do? And oh my, so, um, so yeah, it's pretty neat stuff. Oh, I need to. I'll post it later. That's all right. I'll just get the. So yeah, it's there was a. I was watching um A33 driver. He used to be a Boeing pilot. He used to fly the 737s, and he was talking. He kind of went over the Latin VFR A340, which was released, I think, earlier this week, or anyway. And people were complaining, oh, it's not that. And see, it's weird because if people want a very straightforward jetliner to fly in, an LVFR, they have some pretty cool features, but they're not study level like the PMDG stuff is. They're not. They have some in-depth features, but they're not like crazy in-depth. The average simmer can jump in there, fly it, and enjoy it for what it is, right? And it's weird because some people are upset that is something that is available for purchase. So and the developer for LVFR, I think Ricardo is his name. He's like the head of LVFR, I think. I could be wrong. But anyway, they understand that there's some issues that some people have found already. They already developed their list of things to fix, and they're working on getting an update out there to the owners of the aircraft so that, it should fix a lot of the issues that have been kind of like people are saying, oh, this is not working or whatever, right? So, but it's interesting that everybody expects that everything has to be on the same level of PMDG. Kind of like in train sim, everybody wants, I want to be able to do all the buttons. Well, that's not a very reasonable thing. If you want that, I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong, Amela, I'm guessing you can kind of get that if you're on the PC. Like there's more immersion on the PC side there is on the Xbox or PlayStation side. And that's just, there's only so much that they can put on a console, And I wonder if that has more to do with it, that people are mad that the sim is on the console, that it should have never. And I could understand their thought process behind why was it ever put on the console. Well, for many people, and I count myself among them, having it available on the console gave you an idea of what was possible. And then if you're like, this is something that I really want to get involved in, yeah, there you go. Exactly, Mel. And that's the same for on Flight Sim. There's mods that you can download, and many of them are free. The developer might say, well, if you can donate a few bucks because it takes time to develop. Even there, JD, he develops a lot of checklists for aircraft in the flight sim, and he's like, I can understand that people want these these things, but if you can donate a few bucks here and there, that helps him because it takes time to develop that kind of stuff. So I I'm appreciative of the fact that I got a chance to try this on the console, and then felt, I think I want to do this even more so, and so then I got a PC, and it's a very different experience, and I'm thankful for that to have that experience prior, and go like, I think, because on the Xbox, or even on consoles in general, everything reaches a limit at some point. The console can only do so much, and then it's like the memory is shot. The things are not going to work as intended. Everything, your system's going to crash a lot, and so I'm glad I got the opportunity to try it and go like, I really like this. Now it's like, okay, what should I start investing in? And I don't have a fancy setup like a lot of other people have. I'd like to get some more. I like to get a different setup, but financially, it's not possible, but that's okay. It's not possible right now. Maybe down the road, I can, invest in some more peripherals and whatnot, and kind of up the game a little bit. But so if you notice, this a little while ago, there was an orange bar underneath there. They were starting to get a little bit fussy. They were getting hungry, getting thirsty. Yeah, exactly. And there's more. The thing is, on PC, there's more options when it comes to aircraft. I'm not waiting for something to come out on in the marketplace. If I see something, I'm like, I think that would be a great addition, I'm going to go ahead and get it. And I don't necessarily have to wait for the developer to put it in the marketplace. Now, I bought the AnyBuilds A300, and one of these days I'm going to feature it on the channel. But I bought it through them, and they were just doing updates. I hadn't tried it, but they were like, yeah, we got an update out. And for a while, they were just kind of like slowly fixing stuff. So by the time that it came to the marketplace, it should be in a much better state than it was if they just released it at the same time. Everybody would have been complaining, if they put it out on the PC and Xbox at the same time. But they did a lot of updates, and so I was like, well, and so it's kind of, it in theory should be a lot more stable now. But that's not always the case, in certain situations. But anyway. So, yeah, it's just it's a very strange thing that how people react to if something comes out on the Xbox. They're like, why this? Well, why are you so upset about it? It's not stopping you. Now, there's times where it seems that things have to be kind of, some people call it dumbed down. Like the fidelity of the item, whether it be a plane or scenery or whatever, they feel that it has to be dropped to the lowest possible setting in order for it to go onto the Xbox. So I can see why some people would feel like that is that shouldn't be acceptable, So, but there are, on the Xbox or on the PC, you can modify it, or you can say, see, like this plane. That's what I was going to talk about. So when FS Reborn released this, they have two different versions of the plane. This is the light version. So it looks good, but it's not like memory intensive, so that it doesn't tax your system. Now they have a standard one that's a little bit more high fidelity, but this is the light version. So on the Xbox, or if you're on a lower end PC that might struggle, you can still fly this plane and get pretty decent performance. It's going to look pretty good, and you can enjoy it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If a developer wants to put in the time and say, we want as many people to enjoy this as possible, right? That's the key. And so if they can release a light version, even Indie Builds did that with the A300. They have a lower, I wouldn't call it a lower end version, but they have it where it still looks good, but it's not going to bog your system down. Now, if you have a high-end computer system and you got like all kinds of memory and stuff, then of course, you're not going to be bothered one way or the other. But for people whose PCs might already be kind of on their way out, or if you're on a console, stuff like that makes a difference. And I think that's important that they can do something like that, so that as many people as possible can enjoy it. A lot of people I know that are like, I'd like to get a PC, but it's part of its cost. I was fortunate. I mean, my PC, just the tower, was $800. Well, I was a little bit over that because it got the extended warranty and all that kind of stuff. But it's for the price. You can't beat it. Now, if I want something higher end, it's going to cost double or triple that. But is that something that I might want to do later on? Maybe. I don't know. But it's a GeoForce RTX. I can't remember it's NVIDIA's graphics card. I can't remember which one I have. I think it's yeah. It just says GeoForce RTX, or GeForce, GeForce RTX. Yes, it's NVIDIA's card, which I know some people are like, NVIDIA, I don't know. I like it. I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. Yeah. I honestly, I wasn't expecting to get into the PC when I did. So basically, what it was, my dad and I were at Sam's Club, and I'd been telling him, I said, I'm thinking about getting a PC just for flight sim, nothing else, just for flight sim. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? And so I'd seen these at Sam's Club, right? As soon as you walk in the door and you hang a left, there's all the TVs. And just behind the TVs is all the laptops and gaming computers. And so I said something like this, and he said, oh, that's not a bad price. And so he was like, well, let's get it today. And I'm like, you're kidding, right? He said, no. Grab the slip. Now, they didn't see, the crazy part was they didn't have any in stock. So he's like, that's okay. So we got home, we got on the Sam's Club website, and he was able to order it, and they delivered it like 2 days later. So I was not expecting that, and so I paid him back for it. I gave him 2 installments, paid him two installments for it, and he said, I'll cover the cost of the extended warranty. Just pay me back the straight cost of the. I was like, okay, sounds good to me. I mean, I just was not expecting that, to be honest. So I was able to get into the PC side, and it was like a completely different experience. I remember, like I would always joke with Mick, like, man, I wish I could get on. Like my airports don't look anything like yours. And his stuff looked fantastic, and some of the airports still kind of look meh, but generally, even without add-ons, stuff looks pretty good, you know. So I'm really happy with this, um, you know, and it was a while before I was able to get back to streaming, but just flying. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's close enough that it's like I really enjoy it. You know, I don't. I have to force myself to spend time on the Xbox now. I'm about ready to give up on the Division 2. There's just so many problems, and I've bounced around from different clans within the game, and every time it's like, oh, we're gonna do this, or like, oh, we gotta, and then it just all kind of falls apart. So I kind of feel like there's just I'm at that point of just like I think I'm just gonna leave the clan, uninstall the game, and just never look back because it's just not it's not the it's not working for me anymore. Oh, let's just have a look back here. Everything looks good. Passengers are happy still. Yeah, the only thing is there just flight sim alone has taken up a lot of space. So it's that's the only thing. I'd like to have another PC game on here, but I'm already running out of room. That 1 terabyte solid state drive went quickly. So um, if I upgrade this one, or if I get a new PC already, not that I need to, but either I have to get another solid state drive and add more storage, or I have to get a new PC altogether. Um, so, but yeah, that's the only thing is there's just not a lot of storage space. Most systems come with 1 terabyte, I think. If you want more, then it's going to cost you even more. So that's the only drawback. Give me a minute, folks. I'm gonna go check on the dog because my dad stepped out to go do some stuff. I'm gonna go check on him. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to get the dog out, let him do his business, and then the cat wanted to come in and eat, and then I had to basically say, no, I can't sit and spend time together right now. I got things to do. Which she seemed to understand. She didn't fuss or, oh, they're a little bit thirsty. See, there's a very faint orange line there. We'll get thank you, Mella. So yeah, we'll get them sorted. So anyway, yeah, I'm just curious to see what's going to happen with the new sim that's coming out later this year. Um, I want to see what they're expecting, what sort of PC system is going to run on it. Will it run on, I should say. And then I can decide, I'm just waiting for some things to fall into place. And then if I have the capability of upgrading a computer, and that way I can enjoy the new sim, whether if I want to, I don't know yet. That's the hard part. I don't really know what the future is going to hold right now, as far as my dad's health and my own health, and I don't know. Well, looks like everybody's staying tidy here. Now, if I put the pillows away, I could stow the pillows, and they would basically go in the back there, the very back. They would kind of like just disappear over the. They'd probably get thrown over the edge back there, but I think we'll leave the pillows out for our passengers. Now the passenger seems to be pretty comfortable. They're happy. I'm happy. So yeah, Flight Sim 2024 is still on its way. Sim update 15 is due on the 23rd, I think, which is 5 days from now. I think that's next Thursday. Yeah. Or this coming Thursday. So yeah, we got that. I gotta probably curse at my PC. I'm gonna have to uninstall all my stuff in my community folder, and then reinstall everything and hope that it works with the new sim update. I think I may have overdone it with the fuel. I may have put too much on there because I think, let's have a look at our. So that's where we are right now. So we have these waypoints here, and then we're going to go to SIY or SIYI, yeah, SYI. Let me unlock that, and then we can zoom in a little bit, and then we can. And then, so right here is where we gotta. I'm just gonna take a look now and see what how we're looking for our runways and all that. I mean, runways, refresh. Okay, 27 is open. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back here to flight plan, right? And we're gonna let me go back here and edit my flight plan. Dun, 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 dun. All right, So instead of our arrival, we're going to go runway 27. Yes. New route. Okay. And then generate flight. Now, let's see what happens when I reintroduce or update the flight plan. Re-import. Do it. Perfect. Okay. Let's see where we're. So we're still looking at. So now let's look at our flight plan over here. All right, so now we're going to change. We're going to go to our procedures, select the approach, enter, and we're going to go to 27, enter, and then we're going to look. Let me look at the chart real quick for 27 approach, 27 left, and that is now just below the vectors. We're not going to use vectors to get there. All right, so now we can actually, well, we don't want to, so once we get to Macton, I'm going to activate the approach. Yeah, that's the hard part, Mela. I would agree. It's just easy to run out of space. See, so we're gonna have to activate that approach once we get to Macton. All right. I have some stuff modded, like the DC3. I have a mod for that, which I would like to fly again someday. I don't have many mods for aircraft or anything. I think, yeah, the one for the DC6 is the only thing. It's just that I have a lot of add-ons. Since I got it on PC, I did buy the 737-700. We might fly that up to DC. It would make well, no, we'll go with the 800 because we want as many passengers on board. But I don't think I do, but it's I guess maybe I do. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff because I need to like delete some stuff. I mean, it's not. I was looking the other day and I'm like, I got to be very careful because it's easy to run out of space. So, all right, we're on our way to our next point. Then I think after that, it should be, let me look. Yeah, okay. See, I don't want to activate the approach yet. Yeah, we'll get to Mockton and then we'll activate the approach there. No, I've been a bit leery. I try to check. I ask around before I put on a mod or anything. I try to do a bit of research. I ask people if they have the mod, what do they think of it? You know. So, yeah. So I think what we're going to do, since we're going to come up on our, I want to drop to about 15,000 feet, just so that we're a little bit ahead of the curve. I gotta throttle back a bit because we'll gain speed very quickly here. I'm gonna put on the seatbelt sign since we're descending. Yeah, I try to always check regarding mods. I try to check before I do anything. Yeah. Because sometimes, you see something, you're like, oh, this sounds cool, and then and it doesn't work or whatever. Yeah, I try to be very careful with all that. All right, so for final on 2.7 is 1900 feet. 108.70 is correct frequency. So that's already dialed in. Well, this has gone a little bit quick. It said this was going to be like a 2.5 hour flight, and we've been streaming for an hour and a half. All right, so we have 35 nautical miles to go to get to Mockton. Let me. Oops, that's not what I want. Let's see, are they on the list? Farther. Looking for Memphis. Might be a little too far out. Yeah, we're a little far out for Memphis. Or, yeah. All right, let's see where our barometer is at. 2987. Okay. All right. We'll give them a little more coffee. Oh, more of that. Keep our passengers fat and happy. Okay, 27 nautical miles. Just under 27 now. No aerobatic maneuvers, including spins, approved. Oh, well, there goes that plan. All right. So if I remember correctly, let me just pull this back up here. So when we come in on Mona, once we get to, so we're below that. So 10. Approach to 7. Now the question will be when we get this all put in. So actually, let's go to procedures. Let's select the arrival. Enter. ILS 27 grid. No. So yeah, I don't know. I thought I was selecting the arrival. There we go. Enter. All right, looks like we're going to might have a loop-de-loo here. All right. Yeah, see, it looks like there's some kind of a... We'll leave that zoomed out there. Do a little throttle back in there. Yeah, I guess 50% fuel would have gotten us there. That's all right. All right, so if we have to if we go into that hold, I'm just gonna say go direct to the next waypoint. That's all right. We'll get it on the ground. So we can look again. We can look at our chart. So we should see any minute now. We should see our little magenta plane on the chart. Oh. Is it because we're coming in for landing? Did the... Oh, there we go. Like the plates and all that disappeared. I was like, wait, where'd it go? We don't want our passengers getting fussy now. Oh, there's a hold there. Okay. All right, we'll see what happens when we get there. See, it says activate VNav profile. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. All right, looks like it's turning towards... past Macton. All right, see, that's weird. It just said go to KMEM. Even though... All right, so... we're just going to go direct to wars. Activate. Yep. Enter. All right, so we got that. Let's get our chart. Okay, so there's our magenta plane right there. We just turned on from Matkin to Warts. Oh, thank you, Mel. Appreciate it. All right, let's see if we're close enough to Memphis now to... KMEM. Farther. Farther. We might need to go just a little bit closer. All right, we'll check again here shortly. So we get a setup for our correct approach. You know what I didn't do? I just realized. Okay. Almost forgot about that. So yeah, looks like our passengers have been happy the entire flight. We skimped on our service a few times, but we got it out. PDQ. They enjoyed the temperature. It's not too hot, not too cold. I guess we got it just right. Joseph must be sleeping in still. Either that or he's at a football match or something. Oh, wait a minute. He might be at the pub. Who knows? All right. Let's have a look here. All right. Go back. Let's just make sure we're. Yeah, well, it is what it is. I figured he liked watching this. All right, let's see if we're close enough now to talk to get our landing. If not, we're just going to go ahead and land it anyway on 2-7. Well, he's still not close enough. All right, we'll just keep an eye out for it right there. I what was I gonna say? I forgot now. Oh well, it wasn't that important, I guess. That's all right. So we are right near Alabama. I think to our left is Alabama. Huntsville and all that's just to our, should be to our left. All right, let's go back nearest. Farther. A lot of little airstrips around here, I think. I think people use them for farming and whatnot. So as soon as we see Memphis, we'll talk to Memphis and get our approval for landing. Yeah, that's why I try to post as much as I can on Discord without being too, like spam a lot of stuff and but it is what it is. That's all right. Keep an eye on these tracks so we don't go backwards. All right, on our way to that one. Okay. I think our passengers are pretty happy. I'm just going to get back on the chart here and see where we are. All right. So I think by Goosey, we should be able to talk to, or Goosey, we should be able to talk to, we might have to get a little bit closer actually. So the charts are correct. We're supposed to be at like 2,300 or 23,000 feet. Chart. Zoom in just a bit. Okay, so by Goosey, we're supposed to be at flight level 230. We're definitely there. So, and we need to be at 10,000 feet by here, 7,000 feet by here, anywhere from 10 to 7. We're going to be about 7,000 feet by there. So once we pass here, I'm going to get down to 10. As we get close to Goosey, I'll get down to 10. And then we'll dial it in for 7. We'll just do a nice, actually from here, we'll go down to 7. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So about 8,000 foot drop. And that way we'll be kind of set for coming into our airport there. Oh, so yeah, next Sunday or next Saturday, I'll be in the 737. If anybody wants to fly along, they're more than welcome to. I'll be in a jetliner if you want to fly jetliners with me. Atlanta to Washington National, Reagan National, whichever you want to call it. And we'll We'll should be a nice flight. Is Ugozi the waypoint? Ugozi is where are you talking about Ugozi? I don't see Ugozi. Where'd you see Ugozi at? Oh, Gozi, G-O-S-E-Y. Josie is the it's one of the waypoints. So we're on our way to Homan Homan. So we're almost there, and then Gozi is the next one after that. So once we get close to here, I'm going to put us in a slow descent at 7,000 feet. I was like, you Gozi, what? Yeah. Oh man, I was like, wait, what? That's all right. I thought I was like, am I looking at the wrong chart or something? And then as we get to Loney, then I'm going to activate the approach. It'll probably what it might do is it'll probably just take us right to and now I got to change that again. So grit right here. Now it has a hole. We're going to bypass that and we're going to go right on in. We need to be at 1,900 feet is the final our final altitude. So we need to go from 7 to 3. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and go down to 7. And that we're going to do a nice gentle descent into for 7,000 feet. Yeah, that'll work. The tile man, okay. Do what you gotta do, Milla. It's all good. Let's just see if we go back here. Oh, still kind of far out. Okay. Okay, no worries. Now the question will be if I can tell them I want runway 27, or is it going to tell me to go where the sim wants me to go? Poor little girl was getting freaked out the other day. There's a stray dog in the neighborhood that somebody has decided to adopt. But boy, she was not. This dog, I mean, he's a pretty good sized dog, even though it's not like. Probably needs a lot of TLC to make sure it's healthy and all that. But boy, she was not happy about that dog. She would. I tried to get her to calm down and come back inside the other day, and she stayed in the backyard. She just kept looking at that fence. She would not budge. She tried to stay as far away from the gate into our backyard as possible because she was convinced that dog was going to come busting through the fence to get at her. Oh. She's starting to slow down too. It's almost a bit of a struggle for her now to jump up in my lap to when she wants to sit with me. It's like she just doesn't have the energy anymore. All right, so we're at 11. I think we can, slow down the descent just a little bit. Well, I would have thought by now we would have been able to talk to Memphis. I think that's the bad part about the sim is. So I'm talking to Memphis Center, but I need to talk to somebody to say we're. I'll just wait for it to get on the first page. I mean, it should. I can't believe there's so many small little airports around here that it's it's hindering with me getting to talk to them so that I can be set up correctly for the approach. Well, I mean, I'm going to be set up correctly. I want to be able to say, "Hey, we're coming in." But this is one of those things that because this isn't, wasn't able to file it IFR, and that might have been my own fault for not making sure that I could do that. But that's all right. We'll get there. We're going to land it anyway. So there's like two Wolf Rivers, 54 Mike and 54 Mike Alpha. Like, all these little airstrips. So I wish there was a way you could filter it out only for like major airports. I'm trying to like scan through real quick to make sure I don't miss it if it's there. All right. Godspeed Air Park. Okay. Interesting. So we're almost to 7,000. We're just passing through 9. We're almost passing through 9. I want to slow down the descent just a smidge. We're going to get there very quickly. Go ahead and put the landing lights on. See, it's weird. I have landing lights on, but it doesn't seem like they're on. I don't know. I think that should be the active frequency. All right. Almost just passing through 8,000. Get almost through 8,000 feet. Actually, we'll go ahead and continue on to 4. Put a little oomph back into it. All right, let me go through this again because it may have just popped up and then it filtered. I hate when that happens. Still not close enough. Wow. All right, let me get a little bit of flap in here. Well, no, I probably don't want to do that. I might be going too fast. I need to check probably need to activate the approach. Yep. All right. So we need to be at 3,000. I think it just automatically flight plan. Did it? Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all right. So we need to be at 3. Go ahead and get down as quickly as we can. Boy, I can't believe we cannot get a hold of. Well, okay. What did I say was the final? 1900. Okay. So we got a little bit of room to play with now. We're once we level off at 3,000, I'm gonna get some flaps down so we can start slowing down. Oh, it's going to take us right on into grit. Okay, perfect. All right, that's what's happening. That's what I kind of figured would happen. Now, see, there should be a GRNND should be our. So let's go to approach. Yeah, okay. That's where we need to be at 1,900 feet is by then. Okay. All right, so yeah, let me get a little bit of flap down here. There's our flaps. First set. I think we need to use this opportunity to take a quick run to the captain's room. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm hoping I didn't miss the... Let's go back here. Oop. Oh, there's approach. Thank you. All right, let's have a look. So if we're talking to them, I would think that means that it's on the list here somewhere. And I'm trying to look at them real quick before they change. Ah, there it is right there. I did, Amela. Hold on. No, we're not going 18 left. All right, so let's see. So it's not going to let me change. All right. Well, we're going to 2-7. That's all right. We're just going to stick with what we got. We're not going to change it back. That's all right. All right. So we need to go. Let's go down to. Well, we're still. We got 16 nautical miles to. Yeah, I had. I've been. I had Quaker granola protein cereal. Yeah, my doctor wants me to add a little bit of more protein and fiber to my diet. All right, last bit of service there. Everybody's got their stuff on, their seat belts. Let's go ahead and go down to 1900 here. Oops. Yeah, it's pretty. It's got the brown sugar and kind of flavor to it, so it's not bad. I like it. Okay, so it's asking for landing gear. Well, maybe that's a little too early for. All right. Yeah, it might be a little early for that. So yeah, it's pretty tasty. I was trying to eat oatmeal in the morning. It's a little too warm for me to do that now. So I figured I'd get some cereal instead. See, is there an approach mode on? There is an approach mode. Okay. We'll try that as well. So yeah, he just said, yeah, maybe add a little bit of fiber and protein to your breakfast. And so I was looking at my options and I thought, well, this sounds halfway decent and it's pretty tasty. Just, you know you're getting old when the doctor says, yeah, add a little bit of fiber to your diet. It's protein. It's like, no, really? That's all right. All right. So we got just under 8 nautical miles to Grit. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and land it here. We're not going to go around and all that kind of stuff. I checked. 2-7 was open for business, so we're just going to come straight in on 2-7. We should be almost. I think I see the runway light right flickering right about there. That should be it. Let's get a picture here from the flight deck. There we go. Oh, ads are about. That's okay. I don't think we're going to miss anything. It says in about. Shoot. Yeah, that's 27 right there. I see the runway lights. Runway's in sight. So yeah, just age catching up. Trying to eat healthier, but it's not always easy. Once we pass grit, it should be a fairly short run to ground. Grit and ground, grit and grind, whatever you want to call it. And we'll get the rest of the flaps. We'll get our landing gear down. We've got our landing lights on. I think we can pulse those. Is it pulsing now or? See, I don't see. Maybe when the landing gear's down, everything shows. I don't know. All right. Thanks all for coming in and hanging out today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll get this out on YouTube for tomorrow sometime. I don't know what time yet. Back next Saturday, 8:30. We'll get started. Atlanta to Washington National. All right, let's get our flaps next level. Oh, I was hoping the gear thing would. Supposed to be a camera that's supposed to show the gear coming down. Dang it. It's not working. I don't know why. Oh, well. There you go. The landing gear's down. Go ahead and hit the approach mode. Oops. It's lit. All right. So once we cross over ground or grind, whichever it's supposed to be, it should activate. It should just bring us right on in. Yep, 10870 is our frequency. So that is correct for our ILS approach. KDCA. Let's get our last bit of flaps down. That's cool. See, stuff. I know there's a thing for the. Maybe it's only for takeoff. I don't know. All right, just under 3 nautical miles to our nav point there. Looks like our glide slope is not quite captured yet. Looking at the GS to go green. I think once we get to ground, yeah, Ronald Reagan National, Washington National, Reagan, any of the above works. All right. About a nautical mile to go till we cross our Nav point, and we should go. It should automatically nose right over and follow the glide slope in. And then I'll say, you didn't have permission to land there. And I'll be like, I don't care. We're going to land where we want to land. Sue me. No, don't do that. All right. Here we go. Glide slope. There we go. Slingshot engaged. I haven't watched that in a long time. It's such a goofy movie. See, they think we're landing on 1-8 left. Hey, I can't help it if they're not with the program. I can't help it. All right, here we go. Slight change. Oh, we got a little bit of a tailwind behind us, apparently. That's all right. We got this. Uh-oh. Little stutter there. Computer's not like melting down right now. So I think our parking area is going to be right over in here. We'll see what they tell us to do. They're probably going to, I'm going to get screamed at first for not landing on the proper runway. That's all right. We'll take it like a champ. All right, about ready to fire the autopilot. Why is there a plane in the air? Look at that. What is that? What's going on right there? There's a plane on top of the building. This is floating in midair. Look at that. I didn't even get yelled at. What is going on? I expected a lot of screaming right there. Ah, come on. I know we like to see that happening, but I'd like to get back in the flight deck. Thank you. All right. Where is my taxiway here? We're going to just turn it off right here. Not a smooth turn off, but that's all right. Contact ground on what now? Was it 6.5? Yep. Parking, please. Yep, I kind of figured it right. And let's get our, oh, negative 206. I'll take that. Let's get that in there. All right, there we go. No, we're near the cargo area, I think. I thought we're not crossing over a runway, so maybe general aviation parking is down over here by the cargo area. Ah, of course, now it's doing ads. Oh, that's all right. This is taxiing, not missing anything. What is going on? Why is it like? That's kind of early for. Wow. Okay. Check my phone because my dad might message me and saying I'm picking up food. What do you want? I want a porterhouse steak, baked potato, salad. Boy, this airport looks kind of blah. See, there's an add-on for it. I almost bought the add-on because I was like, yeah, he's still driving. Much to my oops, other way, other way. I've tried to get him to give that up, but if he does, then that means I'm not going to have time. Boy, this thing is just like a little sports car on the ground. Just go, go, go. So yeah, I've talked to him about it, and he's nope, I'm not ready to give up driving yet. I'll let you know when I'm ready. And I'm like, okay, well, don't wait too long. Boy, this thing just wants to go. All right, now maybe I can kind of just ease it on in there. See, I don't even give it a whole lot of throttle and it's ready to go. Crazy. Oh, it. I cringe sometimes, Amela. I'm not gonna lie. His driving sometimes just makes me just oh. Yeah. Can we get it just a little bit closer? Yeah. There we go. All right. Now we're set. Okay. Let's go ahead and shut this thing down. Wow, look at that. 2 hours and 4 minutes in the air. Not too shabby. I enjoyed that. That was fantastic. Oh, I do. I do, Amela. I really do. Sometimes this driving just makes me. I'm just like, it's embarrassing. It really is sometimes. He's either going too fast or too slow. There's no in between. Oh, God bless him. Anyway, all right. So yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, he does go too fast sometimes, and it's just like there's no reason for it. It's just like he can do it, so he's just, and then he looks at his gas mileage, and he's just like, "Oh, my gas mileage. Well, maybe if he didn't get on the throttle so quick, um, you know, you'd be okay." And no, that's yeah. But anyway, Big Jets TV is live. The weekend show Sunday tomorrow. Heathrow. Oh yes, late afternoon into dark departures. Ooh. I guess so. Yeah. Yep. Nobody else could be bothered. Oh well, they missed out. What can you say? Yeah, Big Jets TV. Do go check them out. I got to get a shout out for them on YouTube. I got to put that in the shout out. Big Jets is absolutely phenomenal. I've watched some of his streams. I'm a member now on his channel. And thank you. Appreciate that. He was in Toulouse earlier in the week for 2 days. And they showed the Beluga, the modified Airbus for that moves Airbus parts around and all that. So he's mainly at Heathrow now. He's doing an afternoon into evening stream tomorrow live from Heathrow. So gonna watch that definitely just to get some aviation goodness in my system. But yeah, next time I go live, I'm gonna put a shout out for him for if you don't follow him on YouTube, you're missing out. You don't have to be a member. I mean, he does members only streams, but otherwise, like Heathrow, he'll do it's for everybody. Oh, hello, Bex. Yeah, it was good. Mela will tell you later on. Just ask Mela. Mela will be like, "Oh, it was fantastic." Here, I'll show you the. Let me show you the inside here, real quick, and the cool stuff that comes with this. So, obviously, there's the table, and just to keep the passengers happy while we're waiting on their transportation, we can serve food. No, I can't let you say that, Amela. No. That's okay. Anyway, so it's got the food, and then we can open the door. I'll show you all the posh stuff real quick before we go. Where's the ground stuff here? There we go. The door opens, and then we can also pull up a very posh. You ready for this? Here comes the limousine. Oh, I forgot about the red carpet too. Where's my red carpet? There it is. Oh, there's the red carpet. Where's the limousine? Oh, come on. Where's the limousine at? There's supposed to be a limousine here. Anyway, there's supposed to be a vehicle comes out and gets the passengers, and yeah, that's oh well. Yeah, there. See, now everybody comes in at the end. Yeah, that's all right. It happens. It's okay. You missed it all, Mr. Adams. Bex had visitors. Joseph's Twitch was playing up. Yeah, you guys missed a heck of a flight. Can't believe you turned up late. Shocking. Yeah, it is shocking. Both of you are shocked. I'm just shocked, quite honestly. I just can't believe it. But yeah, anyway, so you can serve food. Oh, we can. Maybe that's why our passengers have their seatbelts on. Maybe now the passenger vehicle will show up. I don't know. Maybe not because we're on the tarmac or whatever. If we were in a different spot, maybe. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, you get food. Here you go, Joseph. You get a croissant and some cookies. There's some, I guess, I don't know if that's butter or cheese. That's a pretty large slice of butter if that's for your croissant. You get these little cookie looking things, or maybe those are sandwiches. I don't know. Maybe they're sandwiches. I thought they were cookies, but maybe they're supposed to be like sandwiches or something. I don't know. You got your coffee here. And then, and then also you have the pillows. You can store the pillows. And they just disappear. Because you have pillows in there for everybody. Little throw pillows or whatever. Then you can put the pillows back out. Deploy pillows. Yeah, it does look pretty cool, doesn't it? I mean, it does look realistic. I mean, that croissant looks pretty legit. Oh, the macaroons. Okay. Maybe that's what they are. So, yeah, look at that. You got a nice, fresh cup of coffee. And you got your own lighting. You even have your own USB ports. Charge your phone and whatnot. And so, yeah, you got well, the power's not on now, so you don't get any lighting, but you got a lighting switch. Each passenger has their own lighting, and then your own, like, AC or heater duct or whatever. I really wish well, if you watch the replay, you'll see. I'll show you when we took off from the mountain airport, So, yeah, but yeah, we just landed here in Memphis, so, but anyway, yeah, we're going to wrap things up, because I got to get ready to feed the dog here pretty soon, and then I think my dad will be home with lunch, and then, but we'll be back next Saturday, same time, in the 737. If anybody wants to fly along, you're more than welcome to. Take care, Milla. Thanks for hanging out, and we're going to go from Atlanta to Washington, D.C., DCA, Washington National. You too, Joseph. Nice to see you. Glad you're okay. And so we're going to do that next Saturday for Memorial. It's okay, Bex. It happens. No big deal. So, yeah, Washington, Atlanta to DCA. So, yeah, good stuff. And for Memorial Day weekend. And then I've been practicing the helicopter. Joseph, 2 weeks from today, helicopter flight. Be there or be square. I'm telling you now. Write yourself a note. Rob's going to fly a helicopter on the 1st of June. I've been practicing. I think you'll be happy. You'll be like, this is pretty cool. So 1 June, put a thing in your phone, a reminder. 1 June, Rob's flying a helicopter. We're gonna go over the coast of Italy. So Milla DM me about that. So anyway, excuse me. That's about it for today. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Even if you came in late, it's all good. You can watch the replay tomorrow. I'm sure Milla would. Yeah, well, then you'll say your Discord's acting dodgy. That's okay. But I'll be posting in the Discord about it. Yeah, I know. So anyway, do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, early Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. I have been and always shall be your host, pilot, lead singer, and driver of the airplane, Uncle B. Until next Saturday, peace, live long and prosper.